This is the worst that I have come across. I have always known that President Akufo-Addo is a violent person, but I never thought that he could transmit his violence into the Ghana Police Service the way he has done. This afternoon, just around 12:30 to 1, a team of the police led by COP Yohunu arrived at the Kwame Nkrumah circle and straight towards me and requested for a meeting with the leadership. I told them that not all of us were around, but I will immediately assemble for the leadership to appear. I went to meet them at the Kwame Nkrumah Amusement Garden, and I told them that I have called the leadership, they should give us a few minutes, like 30 minutes, everyone will be around. Within 30 minutes, all of us assembled. And I walked to them and said, we should go up. And indeed, Sami Jemfi and others had secured the place up so that we can have a meeting with them away from the rest of the protesters. When I got there and noticed that it was difficult to get them to, I started asking the people who surrounded them. Some of them were in red, some of them were wearing Arise Ghana t-shirts. And I went and asked them to move back so as to give the police space. Right in front of COP Yohunu, Idi Lansa, Doku, Habiba Awini. These people told me that they were police officers, those who were wearing the Arise Ghana t-shirts, and that they have come here to protest their bosses. The police did not protest. And so when they said that, I said, sorry, I cannot take the job of the police. But how come that you are in our uniform, in our attire? So I left them, and they actually secured the police to come up. When we finished and we descended, we went straight to address the people just at, and I'm sure all those of you who were there were addressing the people. Then we got down and said, okay, myself, Asiedun Ketia, Osu, Fosu Ampofu, we decided to move to go and see what was happening ahead. As we were going, we saw the police targeting us from the top of their vehicles and started shooting. These police officers who told me that they were not protested, but they had come there to protest their bosses, were the ones who started throwing the stones towards the police officers who were shooting and throwing tear gases at us. So this is a well-staged thing by President Akufo-Addo, Dampare, and his police, that they should come and instigate. And when they did that, you saw that they started throwing. And some of you were around. Where's my brother? He's here. He was standing with me. When one of our own decided to take a stone to throw at the police, I jumped out of the crowd and held him by the neck and pulled him back and said, we are peaceful people. We did not come here to throw stones. I came there with my handkerchief. Sami went there with his phone. Prince was walking and he was shot by a rubber bullet.
Sorry, it is actually tear gas.
You understand? He was shot. Ofosu Ampofu, who was in the vehicle with me, Sami had just descended. Asiedun Ketia was there. Totobi Kwachi, this old man, was standing by. The police surging forward started shooting and throwing tear gas into the vehicle that we were in. Asiedun Ketia, I don't know where he learned his skills from. So he laid flat in the Kia. I don't know where he learned those skills from. He laid flat in the Kia. Totobi Kwachi wanted to meet the police to find out why they were doing that. His bodyguard did not allow him. The bodyguard pushed him onto the floor and covered him down there to save the man. As for me and Ofosu Ampofu, our security is not that high-tech. So we're trying to jump out of the vehicle. Ofosu Sanders held onto the barister of the Kia. And he was falling. But we were all struggling to go. So he fell. Just when he fell, a tear gas landed right in front of him and exploded. So he was blinded. When I was trying to get to Ofosu Ampofu, the boys around me just picked me and said, you are a target. So they took me away. I still protested and said, no, leave me. So they left me before I realized they brought Ofosu Ampofu. Whilst we were there, whilst we were at the far end, the police started coming towards our direction. So we had to scatter in different directions. I entered into the station, the trot stations, all the way to Neoplan. The police were still throwing their tear gas into Neoplan station. at innocent persons. The police have the courage to go and issue a statement to blame us for something that they have planned. If we say we will not use your route, we don't know what you have planted there that you want us to use. You say we will not use our route. Staying at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, since when has that become a crime? Since when has that become a crime? And so they chose to unleash violence on us. But as I said, I have only known Akufo-Addo to be a violent person. But I didn't think that he would transmit such violence into the police for them to do this. Fortunately, tomorrow, the police have no issues whatsoever with the route we have chosen and the time that we want to go on our protestation. I assure you, we will not be intimidated. We will not waver. We shall mass up tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the Elwak Sports Stadium and walk through the Liberation Road and end up at Parliament House. We want to do this peacefully, and we encourage all of you to join us so that we can send the signal that Akufo-Addo and his people in power are not stronger than the power of the people.
For more news, visit graphic.com.gh or log on to Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube at Graphic GH.
Subscribe now.